everybody. We're a little behind times here today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening.
Oh, it's just 7 o'clock.
I am on a Zoom today. All right, so call to order in a moment of silent prayer. Which we all need. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, Mrs. Franks.
That rain. Mayor Kindle,
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino,
Present.
Councilman Jenny,
Here.
Councilwoman LaPrat, Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki,
Here,
Councilwoman Williams,
Present.
Councilman Tucson,
Yes.
Acting City Manager Szymanski,
Here.
and City Attorney DeWally is absent this week, this time.
All right. We're expecting a presentation from the Helms Group.
No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now? No?
Nope.
All righty then.
Hello?
now you're tapping.
How can you hear Chad?
Number 4.
Okay, can you hear me now? No?
Yeah, that's better.
I got it. Yep.
Okay, can you, oh, I know you can hear me now because I can hear me. All right, I can hear me now. Ooh, that's dangerous, guys. All right, so the presentation by the Helm Group was supposed to be here. Shall we allow them if they come in late, being that the weather is storming, maybe they was afraid of the lightning or whatever. But anyway, if they don't show up, we possibly reschedule it for another day. All right, so I need approval, I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the regular city council meeting held March 20th, 2023, to accept, receive, and file the special city council meeting held March 16th, 2023, to receive and file the library board meeting February 16th, 2023, to receive and file the board of review meeting held March 13th, 2023, and to receive and file the planning commission meeting held March 22nd, 2023.
Support.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Public comment on agenda items. It's only on the agenda items. If you have a comment, come to the podium.
Good evening, council and residents. I'm Larry Hakeem. I'm a member of the Planning Commission here in Harper Woods. And what the Planning Commission talked about and made a suggestion and recommendation that we do, which I'm doing tonight, is to make the city and residents aware of our annual planning report that was submitted that you all received, I hope by now, of what the Planning Commission does in the course of the year, basically outline what we did last year, what we do next year, to give the residents an idea of the fact that we do exist and we do get some things done in the course and where we fit in the things that get done around the city. So without any more being said, I'm basically going to read off of the annual report.
Okay, now, Mr. Hakeem, this is just to say about what's on the agenda. It's not about you doing your spiel now. That would come.
Well, that was according to the city clerk, this is what I was supposed to do this.
What I suggested to him being at this public comment, because this is an agenda item under the minutes.
Okay, so.
I'm
okay,
just doing what
so he
Leslie
can
told
go
me to
through and
do.
do his spill. Okay, well, that was not the way, okay.
He's
Fine,
summarizing the
fine.
report.
Summarize,
that was with the
okay,
planning.
all right.
Okay.
You want me
I
to do it or don't
apologize.
do it?
Please go forward.
Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it as brief as possible. But I don't read too quick. So basically, so the residents understand the planning commission is a committee that is formed to review, accept and review requests on ordinances and zoning situations throughout the city based on new businesses being rehabbed, things that have to be done throughout the city, homes, any zoning thing that has to be done, comes to the planning commission. It goes through the planning commission, and we make a recommendation to city council at the end. I know, but it's kind of a
Yeah.
dual
Talk to
thing.
us.
Come to
Okay.
us.
All right, so, excuse my back. I'm still talking to you though. But I gotta talk to them. Anyway, so they just threw my throat off. Anyway, so, when all said and done, and the planning commission has reviewed everything and, made a decision on whether to go forward or not go forward with what was proposed to us, then we submit that to city council. And city council, like everything else in the city of Harper Woods, has the final decision on what gets approved and what doesn't. So just in a brief overview of what we did do during 2022, we had a public hearing, adoption of the Kelly Road Corridor Plan back in March of '22. March of '22, we also reviewed and approved the 2021 annual report. We had a motion to commit to ongoing training as recommended by the MEDC Redevelopment Ready Community Program. May of '22, we had a discussion to prepare the master plan update and public engagement involvement. June 22nd, we held a public hearing and recommendation that City Council approve the special land use and site plan for the rebuilding of the Tim Hortons on 8 Vernier Road. Also, a hearing and review for the rezoning of 20655 Lennon from R1B to R2 district, former Pupard Elementary School. That had to be rezoned. July 20 of '22, we had a joint meeting to discuss the master plan along with the city council and the other departments in the city for the redevelopment ready certified community. August of '22, we had a public hearing recommendation to city council to approve the rezoning of 17700 Vernier Road for the purpose of expanding the gas station that's on the corner of Kelly and Vernier. Public hearing and review of special land use and the site plan for that gas station. In September, we recommended the city council to approve the special land use and site for that same gas station. And we also, we reviewed applications originally for the Tim Hortons and the gas station. We had to rezone, recommend rezoning for the gas station. We had special land use reviews for Tim Hortons and the gas station. And we also had to make a recommendation on the lot split review for Eastland Commerce Center, which you were all aware of when City Council brought it to your attention. Basically, we had a master plan update. We worked on that. We did a lot of training. The CED department provided periodic training to the Planning Commission throughout the year. All the members of the Planning Commission are certified planners through the Michigan State Planning Department. We've all gone through that course to know what we're doing and what we're talking about when we're talking about it. 2023, we have several ongoing projects, including finishing up the gas station and Tim Hortons. The redevelopment-ready communities require to set of zoning ordinance updates and achieve certified status. The master plan will recommend changes to the zoning ordinances to accomplish plan goals, and there may be other appropriate updates to the current zoning ordinance considering modern best zoning practices. The master plan implementation, the master plan will identify near-term actions to begin realizing the master plan goals. Parks and Rec master plan update, 5-year plan should be updated to comply with the requirements set by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. McKenna looks forward to working with the city. That's our hired city planners that we work with very closely, who do a lot of our legwork and research for the projects that we do have to undertake. And so it's primarily for the few residents that do get involved, that come to the city council meetings, that walk around sometimes scratching their head wondering, what does this commission do? What is that? You know, you mention them, we hear it, they don't know what's going on. For the people that don't read the website or show up at meetings, there's nothing we can do to help them. But just so you know, we're all free. We don't get paid anything. We're all volunteers like most people in the city are. And, but we try to do what we can to help the city progress on a regular basis. And with that, I'm at 4.5 minutes, but I'm done.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
For the Planning Commission and your commissioners, we thank you very much for your service.
You have one compatriot here tonight.
I'm speaking to both of you guys.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I understand, for anyone who might be interested, there is an opening on the planning commission for one,
No,
there isn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought there was. Oh, yes,
No, it's not.
There is.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It is one, is it?
there's an opening.
There
If
is an
anyone's
opening.
interested in becoming a member of the planning commission, then they should let our city clerk know of your interest. And the city is the one that puts you through the training, so it's not something you have to seek on your own.
Mr.
So
Bashir.
you folks do great work. Thank you.
All right, then. So there is a vacancy.
And they meet the fourth Wednesday of every month, or?
All right, now. So let's,
Madam Mayor,
what,
I just want, and the planning commission, am I right, they meet the, every fourth, Wednesday of every month?
if business is needed, yeah. If they have something to meet for, it's every Wednesday, yes. Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
make a resolution to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 4.
Support.
any discussion? Seeing none, can I have a roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
The resolution passes.
All right, this takes us to old business. And since there's no old business, we'll move on to new business, city manager report.
Okay, item G1, award of bid, concrete slab installation, Johnston Park. Mayor and council, attached is a memorandum from the Parks and Recreation Director transmitting the bids recently received for the installation of concrete pads at Johnston Park for chess tables and cornhole boards, and for the installation of picnic tables and a grill. As her memo states, this project will be funded using grant money received from the Wayne County Park Millage, previously approved by City Council. I have reviewed this and concur with her recommendation that the low bid provided be accepted. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve the low bid submitted by SAS Home Services in the amount of $11,600 for the installation of 2 concrete pads for chess tables, 2 concrete pads for cornhole boards, and for the installation of 3 picnic tables and a grill, with $10,979 being provided by the Wayne County Park Millage Grant, and the remaining balance of $621 to be paid by the city.
Support.
All right, any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Do we have the equipment that is going to go on top of these pads? I know that at Salter, the cornhole boards are in place, but I wasn't sure whether we already own the boards and the table, the chess tables, or if those are something that are gonna be separately billed.
Well, actually, this is going to be, these improvements are gonna be across all 3 of the parks, Johnson, Salter, and Danbury. And I'm certain we do have the equipment, but I can follow up with you.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Yes, I just had a question, on the 3 picnic tables and the grill. So these are not replacing the ones that we already have, it's just in addition to?
These are gonna be new, or replacing.
So we're taking out the ones that's?
Yes, yes.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
The picnic tables and things were removed out of the park on Danbury Lane due to construction. So just wanted to make sure when the construction is over that those tables are put back.
Yeah, they're going to be back there,
They're
yes.
going to be back.
Along with a barbecue pad, too.
Okay, well.
So-
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Item G2, proposal for professional service, Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick, Inc. Mayor and council, attached is a proposal from our city engineers, Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick to complete the Clean Water State Revolving Fund loan, CWSRF, and the Drinking Water Revolving Fund loan, DWSRF, projects planned for submittal to Eagle. This is in conjunction with securing low-cost loans for the replacement and installation of sewer liners within the city that have been identified as critical and high priority by the sewer TV inspections. These funds may qualify for a loan forgiveness provision, and the anticipated cost of the program is $5.2 million and will cover approximately 8 miles of aging water mains in the city. The second phase of the program is to replace 300 water service lines with an approximate cost of $18,000. The planning documents are due by May 1st for the CWSRF and June 1st, 2023 for the DWSRF. It is recommended that we engage AEW Inc. to prepare the necessary project plans for submittal. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve the proposal for professional services dated January 27th, 2023, submitted by Anderson, Extrick, and Westrick Incorporated, in the amount, excuse me, of $16,950 for the Michigan Drinking Water Safe Revolving Fund, DWSRF, and the Clean Water State Revolving Fund, CWSRF, project planning, and further to authorize the acting city manager to sign the proposal.
Support?
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, item G3, condemnation and demolition of public nuisance 20950 Lancaster. Mayor and council, attached is a resolution on the condemnation of dwelling and abatement of public nuisance at 20950 Lancaster for your review. This house suffered extensive damage due to a house fire, neglect, and abandonment. This structure has been determined to be uninhabitable by the building department and also by the dangerous buildings hearing official. This resolution needs to be adopted in order to proceed with the condemnation of the property. In addition, we have requested bids to have the structure taken down, and only one contractor submitted a bid. It is recommended that we accept the contractor's bid as submitted. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
by resolution, to adopt the resolution condemnation of dwelling and abatement of public nuisance for 20950 Lancaster, and further to accept the only bid submitted by Adams Group Demolition in the amount of $20,663 to demolish the structure.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
just out of curiosity, we've identified the owner, from what I've seen in the document, of this property. Does the city have a way of recouping that $20,000, or is it like, is the property now ours?
Right.
Just out of curiosity, how is that handled?
We are going to be paying for the demolition. I'm planning on using ARPA funds for the demolition. I want to say that the owner, he fails to appear in court. He's taken no steps in remediating the property, and, you know, again, this is a health hazard, and it's best that it be demolished.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Follow up. I totally get that it's best to be demolished. I've seen the photos that were included in the council packet. But my question is, this $20,663, does that become a lien against the property so that ultimately the city may benefit from that? I mean, I just am curious about this process, because I know we've demolished houses in the past. But, you know, I want the city to get a benefit out of this other than getting rid of a property that's an eyesore.
Right.
I can't speak to that being a lien, but certainly, I mean, if the land is sold, I mean, those would be costs that we would try to recoup in this whole process, but I could get clarification from the city attorney if she returns.
Thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, item G4, establish public hearing dates for special assessment district. Mayor and council, the city of Harper Woods has statutory authority to provide police and fire services to the community and impose a special assessment for providing these services under Public Act 33 of 1951. The passage of this mill assessment would provide additional funding for police and fire services. It is necessary, once again, to ask City Council to approve, renew the mill assessment for 2023, and it is anticipated that the total mills will be reduced from previous years. I will provide you with an estimate of the projected cost of operating our police department and fire department, combined with the legacy cost of police and fire retirees for 2023 at the public hearing. Therefore, it is my recommendation that we schedule the necessary public hearing. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Councilwoman Williams.
Madam Mayor, I make the recommendation by motion to schedule a public hearing on April 17th, 2023 at 7:00 p.m. for the purpose of receiving public comment on the continuation of a special assessment district, and further to schedule a second public hearing on May 1st, 2023 at 7:00 p.m. for the purpose of reviewing the effect of the special assessment on the tax roll And further, that the city clerk publish a notice of these in accordance with city charter requirements.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And Mayor, that concludes the city manager's reports.
Okay, well, we have called the audience. So you have 3 minutes. You may come to the mic and identify yourself and speak for 3 minutes. Okay. Mr. Schamberg. You?
Good evening. Couple of things. First of all, there's been a lot of problems with the halls up on Kelly Road. Not only are they filling their parking lots, but they're illegally parking, and they're parking down the streets on both sides. They need to be talked to and have them park across Kelly Road or whatever, but they fill up the lot behind them, the lot behind our gang. They fill up the front. They park on that easement that's between the street and the parking area on Kelly. Then they go down, they fill Life Builders, and then they start going down the streets on both sides. And that's been happening quite a bit lately. Second of all, I'd like to find out who's going to be enforcing the lawn ordinance this year. There's several of them that were gone out on, and especially on my street. And they told Safe Built that, well, we'll cut it before the snow flies. Well, guess what? The snow is falling, and it still ain't cut, and the grass is growing again. Beaconsfield. My question is why didn't they just razor all of it down? I'm glad to see they're doing it, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to know why they didn't razor all of the asphalt down to the cement, which would have been better. If you haven't gone down Beaconsfield, try it. Especially at Damon over the weekend, you had a sinkhole. Now, whatever they did at Damon and Beaconsfield, I don't know, but I went through it and almost bottomed out, and I know the school sent out things to all the parents, but it would have been the cement underneath of where they razored the asphalt is really in pretty good shape. It would have been better off razoring it down, all of it, and then just using the cement for the time being rather than the potholes and everything else that's there that you've got to weave in and out, and it's just unbelievable.
Time is ticking.
Yeah, I know. The biggest, and the parking, there's a parking problem, and I keep calling it in, and I know the police are busy and they're trying to do their best, but it's just like they're going like this, especially United Towing. They park there all the time.
Where?
On Kelly Road, in that little medium between the parking area for the store and Kelly Road. You have like a little cement medium that goes down that separates the parking area and that. And they keep parking on that area all the time, including the biggest, like I said, the biggest one is United Towing. He parks there all the time. And I think that covers it.
Okay, thank you.
you.
Mr. Kadat.
A couple of items. First of all, the credit on the water bills. I did not receive mine. Apparently, my parcel number was not entered into the list, and I assume there are other people in the same position that I am in. And so I'm entitled to this credit. And I called the water department today, and they're not certain as to exactly what happened. But apparently anybody that paid their taxes to the county rather than to the city did not get credit on their water bill as a result of the storm sewer settlement. Okay? So that was one thing. So we need to see what the glitches in this procedures. And apparently parcel numbers were not forwarded to the city for anybody that paid taxes to the county. So if you paid your taxes to the county online, then you probably did not get a credit on your water bill as a result of this settlement. So this needs to be looked into. So I assume I'm not the only one, okay? Second, the weather is getting warmer, and we need to get some kind of noise ordinance on these, as I mentioned before, on these big parties. And I think the city of Detroit has the proper solution. They don't rely on decibels, so they just state speakers attached to outdoor structures cannot be heard more than 50 feet from the location of the speaker. So this solves a lot of problems. You don't have to measure decibels. So basically what it means is no outdoor speakers attached to fixtures. So I think we could do something like this, because last year was, during the summer, was really bad with these all-day parties and loud, heavy rhythmic bass music. And this affects people's health. There's been numerous articles about when you have pounding music going on for 10, 12, 16 hours, this is not healthy. So this is detrimental to the quality of life in Harper Woods. Okay? And the third thing is, and this kind of relates to this storm sewer litigation that was recently completed, we have a problem with the refuse charge. The refuse charge is on the property tax bills. The refuse charge is also on the water bill. To me, this is a circumvention of the Headley Amendment. So I think the city needs to look into this and watch the legality of this, because in my opinion, it's illegal to put it on both. You either all have it on the property tax, or you have it all on the water bill. But you can't have it both ways. So I would, not being a lawyer, but I would put forth the claim that this is illegal to put the refuge charge on the water bill while you're also putting it on the property tax bill. Okay, so that's it. So thank you. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Kim, would you like to come up, state your position and just give a little background on the litigation for the water credits?
I'm the acting treasurer. I spoke to you earlier. Yes. So, my understanding is when we were presented with what we had to give to the attorneys was the parcel numbers that paid here. This litigation was against the city, not the county. So we don't have who paid at the county and who didn't. Our systems are not coordinated. I know you had deferments. We get about 10 deferments a year. So we can certainly look into it. And John and I can talk about this tomorrow, but as far as I know, that deferments or anybody that was delinquent at the county did not get the advantage of the parcel. It was people that pay between a certain time frame. So if you deferred every winter, they showed you didn't pay here. So that's all I know. Like I said, I have to look into it further, but we were told we had to present who paid here. So that's all I have to say. But we can certainly get back with you, Mr. Haddad.
Thank you, Kim.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Kim.
I was doing some reading over the weekend and on the city website, and I couldn't find the city charter. Is there a way I can get a copy of that? That's all I got. Thank you.
It's on the website, isn't it? Library? No?
Nope, because it's a very incomplete document. It's never been on the website.
MML has it.
Yes, you can Google it and it'll come up from the MML website,
The
Michigan Municipal.
Michigan Municipal League,
has a copy of our. on
the
their
copy of our charter is there. So Michigan Municipal League, if you go to their website, and you should be able to pull up,
Just Google.
just Google Harper Woods City Charter. And nothing came up. That's the way I got mine before, and through MML. We'll figure it out for you. Okay. Yes. State your name and
Hi, I'm Aisha. My husband and I been living in Harper Woods since 2019, and our property taxes are very high. We're paying about $8,000 each year. It is excessive. Also, we are dealing with this old house. It's not old, but it was fixed by a contractor. He didn't do a good job. Our basement is like collapsing, and then this was okayed by the city. They gave a permit to sell this house, and also we are dealing with that, and then plus $8,000. I haven't seen any in any other city just $8,000 a year property tax. I don't know if there's something can be done for this.
it is.
Kim, would you like to make a few comments on that? I can add something to that. There were a lot of home sales in the city, I want to say within the last couple of years, and a lot of the property became uncapped at that point. Sales prices are very high for homes now, and state law requires that we use half of the sales price as a base for taxable valuation. We have absolutely no, how could I say, leverage in changing that. We do have 3 board of review hearings every year where you can come into the hearings and you could present your property and the documents. And what they'll do is they will take a look at your property in conjunction with your neighbors to see if your property was overvalued, undervalued, whatever the case is. But generally speaking, they take the sales price and they cut it in half. Now, I do want to say that when people buy homes, they usually, it should be a requirement by the real estate agent who does the title search and prepares the papers to give you a tax estimate of what your new taxes would be. What they have been doing is they show what the existing person paid. And we have lots of people that have owned their houses since the 1990s when they had another state law that capped property taxes. And I know this is a lot of technical explanation, but that's why the taxes are so high. And I want to say that in comparison, you probably paid a lot less for the size of your house than you would, let's say, somewhere in the Grosse Points or, you know, some of the other communities. So it does balance itself off depending on how you look at it, though. But we do offer a review process 3 times a year, but I can probably safely say from what you're saying that your property became uncapped, and that's why it's high.
So when are these review meetings? Are they any dates?
And our treasurer can comment.
The only time you can challenge the assessment is in the March quarter review when you get your assessment notice. So that just passed. Our assessor will be in tomorrow. I recommend that you call her and she can advise you how to proceed. But you want to make sure that you let her know the condition. I don't know if you've already spoken to her, but her name is Holly. She's here on Wednesdays. But March quarter review is where you go and you contest the assessment of the house, the value of the house.
So she's gonna be here on Wednesdays, but tomorrow is.
Wednesdays, and I'll give you her information.
Okay, that would be
Yeah,
great, thank you.
yeah.
Also, like, for the past year's taxes, I think we paid, but it doesn't show on the website. Should I talk to Wayne State County about it, or?
If you paid your taxes at the county, our systems are not linked.
Okay,
So our system will show you didn't pay them here,
okay.
but you should be able to go online and get a receipt. That's real simple.
I am scared because, like, if we were back on the taxes and then.
You know what, ma'am?
Yeah.
Why don't you, after the meeting,
Yeah.
you
All right.
have a talk with her?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And welcome to Harper Woods. All right, so is there anyone else who would like to speak in the audience? Yes?
I'm Frank Sarioka, I live on Woodland, and my only issue tonight is, did we replace the US flag in front of the building, which has been frayed for quite some time?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
We will take a look at that.
Well, we need to do more than take a look. I mean, if we're that hard up with finances, maybe we should have a
No, certainly
fundraiser.
we'll get a new flag.
Okay, because they should never be frayed, never.
True.
Okay, that's a fact. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? If not, we'll go to call the council, starting with Councilwoman Constantino.
I just want to say that the Harper Woods AMVETS does offer a flag retirement ceremony. So if you have an old flag or something, they will take it and give it its proper rest. So if we could do that with our city flag, but I've had to do that with a flag on one of my houses before. So, that's all I'm going to say today.
Councilman Tucson here. If any of you have been driving down Beaconsville this past weekend, I'm sure you have noticed how bad the potholes are there. So, believe me, I almost got bottomed out myself, and I was a little surprised with it also. So I think we are addressing that, and we are addressing that with the contractors, because it is something that was pretty bad. Also, they had the Lions Club had their annual pancake breakfast this past Sunday, and I was there to support it, along with our Mayor Kendall, as well as Councilwoman Jerry LaPratt. So I'm glad to be supportive of that organization. It's been very, very beneficial to Harper Woods as well as Grosse Pointe.
I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter, and keep yourself safe. That's it from me. Thank you.
Tom?
I'm good tonight.
I want to remind everyone again about the Beautification Commission is having the Earth Day cleanup. One of the members did a flyer. I'll hand it out to council, but it's going to, I'll get some more copies made and we'll post this on social media. She did a QR code. She did a great job. Let's work together towards a greener planet. April 22nd, 9 until 11:30. All, please come gather here at City Hall, and you can help us do a great cleanup of the city. What else? On Saturday, I had the pleasure of going over to the Easter egg hunt, and the kids it was raining, hailing, and the kids were absolutely delighted. They didn't care. They ran out there and they had bags of eggs, and they did some crafts and got some prizes, and it was a great event. And I also had the pleasure of helping over at the Lions Club breakfast, and it looked like it was a good success. And I think everyone should support our Lions Club. They do a lot of good things. And that's all I have to.
Good evening, everyone. I just have a couple of things. One, when I drive down 8 Mile, it's good to see that Tim Hortons, that they're actually, rebuilding it and they're working on it now. Also, Beaconsville, I'm so glad the road is finally getting done. My only suggestion though is that when they block off Beaconsville, kind of direct you to the side streets when you're coming down. Now it's coming down towards 8 Mile. On Beaconsville, and you only go so far some days, and they direct you down the side streets. But when you go down the side streets, some side streets that they directed the cars down, when the signs led us down, did not have an opening to get out, like on Kelly. You couldn't go through. So all there was cul-de-sacs, and so it was like a line of cars going down the side street. Realized you can't even get through to get to Kelly, and everybody had to turn all around. And of course, you can't go down Beaconsville but one direction. So most of us just kind of like tried to do a little cut across, to head back towards Harper. So that was my only suggestion, that when they block it off, please at least do it on the street that we can actually go through, The other thing is storm drains. We pay a lot for the, for the storm drains. And all this rain, I'm sure there are a few houses that are probably flooding a little bit. And I think just a quick explanation of how our storm drains help residents, because I know there are some houses that are flooding.
Yeah, the flooding that does occur when we do have it during big rains like this, sudden rains, it's actually storm water that's coming into your basement as opposed to sewage water. There's a big difference there, and that difference is due to the Milk River drain, which I want to say holds the storm water, treats the storm water along with the sewage water, and then discharges it when it can. And that's another cost that's added onto the city. If we didn't have that, I want to say every time you had a flood like this, you could possibly have flooded basements all through the city. So that's, it's important. A lot of people don't know about that, but it prevents, I want to say, a buildup of water flooding in the basements. That's all I have to say.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Is that it? All right. Well, it's on me. And once again, I want to thank everyone that did participate in the 33rd Pancake Breakfast for the Lions Club. The Lions Club has been a service organization that truly service the Harper Woods residents and Grosse Pointe Woods residents. And we would appreciate it if people would continue to serve. And, we used to have a very strong participation of Harper Woods residents in the Lions Club. Right now, I believe it's only 2 of us, and maybe only 1, which is me, as a Lions, that gives back to our community. It is totally volunteer. Every dollar that we earn or that we make or raise goes right back to servicing our community. And that means Leader Dog, eyeglasses and sight for children, ramps. They assist with the food pantry. We also do Goodfellow, which is dear and near to my heart. It's the Goodfellow because we provide Christmas for needy families and seniors. So it's a true service organization. But a service organization can only be as good as those volunteers. And unfortunately, we have, as I say, zero volunteerism from the city of Harper Woods. This was a mighty, mighty Lions Club for many, many years. As you see, this is our 33rd Palm Sunday pancake breakfast, and it was dismal Sunday. I was disappointed in the amount of participation. Although we posted it on for Facebook, we had it on the line, the AMVETS, we had it on the electric sign, but we had very little participation from our community, and that's unfortunate. And it's disappointing to me that we do so much for the community, and our community do not step up and assist us. I'm not trying to be nasty, but a community is only a community when we all volunteer to work together. That's what I always thought about Harper Woods, is that we are a community that work together. Just like with the Earth Day beautification, all of us should be there volunteering, as many as possible. I know, we have seniors and stuff, but maybe you can come and hand out water, or if we serve food, maybe you can do that. But we all need to come together to be a part of this community that we love. If we show that we really care, those knuckleheads that don't care, maybe will get gone, But if we continue to falter and not be a part of the community, we leave the door open for people to think that maybe we just don't care. We care. And I just hope that when Earth Day comes on the 22nd, we have so many people that we run out of shovels and brooms and rakes, I just hope that we show that we do care, So, far as the Lancaster, I know we passed it, whatever, but I hope doggone well that we have a lien on that property so that we don't pay for the destruction and we don't get anything in return just because somebody chose not to do what they needed to do. I know you'll take care of it, so I'm not going to hop on that. I also want to ask council, and I probably should have done it before now, right? Okay. I went to Washington, D.C. last Saturday, and I was there for 5 days, and it was not a vacation. Believe me, it was not a vacation. I came back so tired that a few staff were saying, "Ooh, Valerie, what's wrong? Oh, Mayor, are you okay?" I was tired because I spent my day and time going from senators' offices and congressmen's office to the White House to find money for our community. And what I'm going to ask you guys is to start writing letters to the president, to the First Lady, because she's the educational person, We have a beautiful CCI building here where we are doing state-of-the-art teaching for children. There's no other building like it. We have the 3D printer. We've had that printer long before anyone else in this entire community ever had it. We also have a gaming room where kids are learning how to make games, video games, how to be a part of the video games. That is the state of the art, because the kids are learning, these are something that they want to learn about. So then we need to invite people to come in to see what we have here. Because when we get to be noticed, we get monies. And when we get more money here, we can lower our taxes. The bottom line is, we want to pay as least tax as we can for the service that we want for our community. But we can only do that when we have entities paying into our city and people paying for their properties. But we need businesses. That's why North Point is a blessing. You know, I can't wait for it to get rolling so that we can be able to do some of the things that we need for our community. But I need you all to start writing to your representatives, your state representatives, your senators. I met with Senator Stabenow and Gary Peters. I mean, I was on a whirlwind. But I felt good because I brought back some monies, but not as all that I want. But if we keep putting ourselves in front of their face, then somebody's going to eventually respond in the way that we need. So right now, I'm asking for my council people to please allow me to be reimbursed for my trip to Washington, D.C., which I got it at a bargain. All I'm asking for is for 2 days of the hotel fee, because through MML, I'm a board trustee. My registration and 3 of my days there were paid by MML. So I only had 2 days in my air travel. So that's what the air travel and hotel stay is what I'm requesting for approval from City Council. So do I make that into a motion, or somebody can make it into a motion for me?
We don't know how much it is.
That's
To,
gonna table it for the next meeting. Would that work?
We do not to exceed.
Not to exceed? Do you want to offer it as a not to exceed?
That's fine, but I just want to get an idea what we're approving. How much?
I don't think I don't think the travel to that exceeded. It's 600 and 400, so it's about $1,000.
Then I'll offer a motion to approve the mayor's travel to Washington DC in an amount not to exceed $1,000.
Support.
All right, any discussion?
Madam Mayor, I think we had a conversation about this last time. You're supposed to bring it to us before the travel, not after.
She kind of.
Well, I think it's,
I kind of did.
you kinda did. I don't,
Yeah, I did. I told you about going, but I didn't ask for your approval for reimbursement.
okay.
At
well,
the last
maybe
meeting.
next time you can
That's probably
put
what I
it
should have.
forth ahead of time, like we do with the Michigan Municipal League conferences and such. Well, I think it's great that you're traveling around and asking for money and things like that. I think that's wonderful.
I went this morning.
I would feel more comfortable postponing to the next meeting when we can see some receipts or documentation, or any kind of proof, so we're not just kind of writing a blank $1,000 check.
That's to not exceed.
Okay. I have no problem with that, right, Leslie? I don't have a problem. I have a problem.
And then add to this that next time you have to do it before. before you do
Yeah,
travel.
next year I may, but I may not go. But anyway, if I need your reimbursement, I'll let you know ahead of time.
We have a motion and support. You
So,
want to take a vote?
so we'll table it?
No, do you want to just ask for the,
Okay, all in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
I guess you have to wait till next
Fails.
time.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll wait till the next time, till April 17th. That's still enough time, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, with that, Mr. Jennings?
I'll make the motion for adjournment.
Support.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.